As a crane operator, you'll be required to rig the crane to meet various site requirements. One of these configurations will be to install and use the crane's swing around fly jib attachment. Because of modern crane design and the advancement of crane boom technology, the requirement to use jib attachments are decreasing. This, however, places an even greater need for the operator to be fully conversant with the correct sequence for installation in accordance with manufacturer's instructions. The increase in accidents during this simple procedure is the reason for this overview of the correct procedure to be used. All mobile cranes are different to some extent, and their rigging procedures will differ. Therefore, it's an important requirement to have available the manufacturer's instructions for the crane to make reference to if needed. Your own safety is of the utmost importance. You must never endanger yourself during this operation. If there is a requirement to access areas of the crane from a ladder, ensure that this is footed and supported correctly, and that a harness is worn and correctly used. Hand lines are often used to aid the installation of the fly jib. This will be done with some assistance by others to the crane operator. By using the hand line, the possibility of damage to property and crane structure is greatly reduced. Some crane manufacturers use a fly jib support ramp to aid safe installation. If fitted, you must ensure that this is used as a first priority. All mobile cranes use support pins to correctly mount the fly jib to the boom stowage point and boom head when it is used in its working position. You must remove and place these pins in accordance with the crane manufacturer's instructions. The initial placing of the fly jib to the boom head will involve the operator manually pulling the fly jib along the support ramp to ensure correct alignment. Some crane manufacturers provide hydraulic assistance. When this first stage operation is completed, the first of the boom head section mounting pins can be placed and safety retaining clips inserted. Prior to the final swing operation of the fly jib to its working position, you must ensure that all the electrical connections, overhoist limit switch and the hoist rope are isolated, disconnected and placed so as to ensure that they are not damaged. Prior to swinging the fly jib around, a final check of the area is made to ensure no obstructions are in the way. With the assistance of another person, place the fly jib on the boom head. Whilst the assistant is holding the fly jib in place, you can lower the outriggers to reduce the height of the main boom head and the fly jib head. This will make placing the last of the pins, reeving of the hoist rope and positioning of the rope guide pulleys easier and safer. A final check of all necessary electrical connections, overhoist limit switch, hoist rope, hook block and anemometer if required will be done. The operator will re-level the crane and a final functional check and test of connections and functions will be made. A final check of correct RCI setting and hoist rope spooling are a vital and important final check prior to lifting. The crane is ready for lifting. Cranes today are some of the most versatile pieces of equipment to be found working on many industrial and construction sites. They are capable of lifting a variety of loads to great heights or over great distances. When used correctly on firm level ground and with a fully trained and competent lifting team, mobile cranes are also one of the safest items of equipment. In accordance with industry best practice BS 7121 and Regulation 8 of the Lifting Operations and Lifting Equipment Regulations 1998, LOLA, all lifting operations must be properly planned by a competent person, appropriately supervised, carried out safely. It's very important that as a visitor to a workplace, you receive a suitable induction to enable you to be fully aware of site-specific risks, hazards, PPE requirements, and precautions that should be taken when working on that site.
Good morning, my name is Stephen Morphus. I'm the actual site agent today, and your name?
My name's Dean.
Okay, Dean, good morning and welcome to you. Dean, what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be doing several lifts.
In addition, the competent person in charge of the lift will be required to inspect crane and operator certification and must allow you, the operator, to read the method statement and risk assessment.
But of course, there's some documentation that I need to check from yourself. I'd like to see a daily, weekly check sheet, please, first. There you go. Okay, thanks. Okay, that seems to be in order. I'm going to be taking a photocopy of this for our own safety file in a moment. Can I see your 12 monthly and your 4 yearly certificates, please, for the crane?
That's a 12 monthly. That's your 4 yearly as well.
Okay. Four. Okay, that seems to be in order. Can I see your CPCS card, Dean, please? Thanks. Okay, and lastly, can I see your competency certificate for the actual model of crane that you bought today? Okay, that's great. Thanks very much. Okay, this is the actual method statement, Dean, and the site inspection and risk assessment report form. As you can see, what we're going to be lifting, we've got a variety of different loads. This is your crane details there. The site conditions as per the actual site assessment report form, and of course we've checked the necessary documentation. If you'd like to take a few moments to have a read of that, and if there are any problems that you can see, please feel free to let me know. Okay? That's great, okay. Is there anything that you've got for me that I need to sign on?
Yeah. It's the group hire sheet, which basically need the name of the appointed person in charge of the lift operation, yourself, and then just to sign each one saying that we've both viewed and understood the method statement and that our work will be carried out in accordance with that method statement.
Okay.
And there we just sign and you sign again there.
Okay. Sign that.
This requirement applies to Construction Plant Association model conditions for crane hire only.
Okay, you've read the method statement now, you're quite happy with that, and the risk assessment, and of course I've explained to you that there are some proximity hazards in the site, and we're both aware of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Okay, let's go to work.
Okay.
Okay then, Dean. This is the site entrance here. As you can see, you're parked just outside now. What I'm planning on doing is bringing you in through the site gates and then swinging you around in this open area here, and then getting you to reverse slowly under my guidance down to the bottom end of the site, where we can actually be positioning you, where I've already marked with some marker paints the position of the outriggers and their jacks. There are a few proximity hazards in the area as per the risk assessment that I've already noted, namely this overhead power cable along here, and of course we have a substation adjacent, which of course you've already seen the permits to work there. This power cable runs along the top of the bank, approximately 9 meters high, and then goes over across the buildings there, and we've seen that we have a telegraph pole there. There is also another area here, a soft area down towards the bottom end of the site. Again, that's been marked with bunting tape so as we don't get any access into that point there. Okay, Any questions, any problems that you can envisage?
No.
Okay, then I think the best thing we can do is go and do it.
Yeah.
Even though you have received a briefing and are happy with the method statement and risk assessment, it's important that you continue to be aware of any changes that may have occurred, such as ground conditions and above and below ground proximity hazards. When you and the competent person are satisfied with the positioning of the crane, you will be required to set the machine in accordance with the manufacturer's instructions. It's therefore vital that the crane's operating manual is available and used for reference when required. It is critical to all mobile cranes for safe setup that the outriggers are set correctly to the dimensions that are stated in the crane's duty chart. To ensure stability of the crane is maintained, you'll be required to place support pads under the outrigger jacks. This will involve some manual handling. If there is a possibility that you are unable to safely handle a support pad, you should seek assistance from the competent person. On some cranes, you will be able to use loading ramps and the variable height suspension system of the crane to assist in bringing the pad closer to the ground. It is the client's responsibility to provide firm level ground. This is vital to ensure that all requirements of the safe system of work are met. As an operator, you will have a working knowledge of different ground conditions. If there is any doubt about the ground conditions, you must stop and seek further guidance. You as an operator must level the crane in accordance with manufacturer's instructions. Time spent on leveling the crane will ensure that the crane is working efficiently and safely. Ground conditions. Outrigger setting. Outrigger pins. Support pads. Crane level. Wheels clear of the ground. Final checks and walk around. To ensure continuing personal safety when accessing the superstructure, crane operator's cab or the crane bed, do not use the outriggers or any homemade device, but use the crane-supplied grab rails, handrails, swing-around access ladders or steps. One of the most important roles the crane operator has is to correctly set the rated capacity indicator with the correct duty for the configuration the crane is working. This is again done in accordance with the crane manufacturer's manual and duty chart. When there is a requirement to add additional counterweight, it's important to follow fully the manufacturer's instructions. To ensure continuing crane stability and level, it is good practice for the crane operator to carry out a 360-degree slew of the superstructure. Pausing briefly over each outrigger, this will show any settlement of the ground under the support pads. If any settlement of the support pads is noted, stop the operation and seek further guidance from the competent person. Main boom length will be set in accordance with the crane's duty chart and method statement. The crane is now ready for use.